Hey, Justin Bryant here from selfmadesuccess.com, and I'm going to teach you a few ways to get some more social media shares using viralcontentbuzz.com. And obviously social media shares and social media traffic are a big aspect of your marketing these days for any business or any blog or any website that you run. And viral content buzz is one of the best ways to boost that. And a lot of people haven't actually heard of it, so I thought I'd do a full tutorial on how to set it up and how to start using it so you can start boosting your social media today without worrying about your budget, because this is totally free. Okay, so we're going to go in, get started on viral content buzz. I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up, exactly how to start running projects, and how to start getting shares for your content. Alright? So first off, you want to go to viralcontentbuzz.com, and you're going to have to register for a free account. So if you want to join with Facebook or Twitter, that would be the fastest way, but if you want to just go ahead and register, just click the register button here, fill this out, and make sure you remember which email you put in here, because they're going to send a verification email to that. So after you agree and fill out this form, click register and go check your inbox for that email to verify your account. After you verify that, then you'll be able to go to your dashboard. Okay, this is what the dashboard looks like. They actually have a course here that you can take that'll teach you some more stuff on it, and but I'm just kind of summing everything up so you don't have to go through a really long, drawn out thing. So on Viral Content Buzz, you have categories for different content that you might be interested in sharing. And the point of this site is, if you've ever been on a site like Empire Avenue maybe, or even Just Retweet for Twitter, the whole point of this is to promote your content without paying for advertising by earning points or credits by actually sharing other people's content. So unlike the other sites, you can actually categorize what the content you see on your dashboard is. So if you're into business, blogging, whatever, you might go for affiliate marketing, you might go for blogging tips, you might go for business or copywriting. If you're into food and lifestyle, you could choose lifestyle, food, whatever you are interested in. Okay, so you don't have to just go through all these lists of things to share with your followers just to find something that's actually related to the industry you're in. So these right here, as you can see, are articles or pieces of content that you can share. As you can see, there's these buttons here for Facebook, StumbleUpon, Pinterest, and Twitter. And when you click one of those buttons, if it has a number next to it, that means you have your social media profile linked to Viral Content Buzz, and you can actually press the button, go through the 1 or 2 steps, and then share it and earn points towards your total credits. Right here, as you can see, there's the total. Alright, and when you do that, you save them up. I recommend you save up about 50 credits, and then you can start your own project right here. And a project is this right here. This is what your project looks like to other members of the community. Then they can share your stuff on Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, and StumbleUpon to get you more traffic and shares for your content and get it in front of more eyeballs. So to do this, you need to go to your settings. Okay, go to your settings, and you need to link up your social accounts. Now you can, like I showed you, you can link up StumbleUpon, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, and even Google+. And once you get those linked up, you need at least one. Then you can start sharing people's stuff on your dashboard. Okay, so go back to your dashboard, click the category list, which categories you're interested in. Let's say I want to look at, let's say blogging tips today. Okay, so as you can see now, I'm getting only content that has to do with blogging tips. And I can share what I want to share, and you can go through, and it's like a one-step thing, except for Pinterest. If you share on Pinterest, you have to remember that when you do this, you pin it on one of your boards, but then you need to click the button that says go see your pin, and then it'll show you the page, the official page of the pin that you just did. Then you go to the URL at the top, copy it, and then paste it back here on Viral Content Buzz, where they will ask you to put it in a blank to verify that you shared it. See, on Viral Content Buzz, they have a completely foolproof way of keeping people from stealing credits or clicking buttons and collecting credits without actually even sharing what you want them to share. Now, on sites like Empire Avenue, that could be a problem sometimes. So this way, they made it to where it's completely foolproof to keep from that happening, which is great. You know, you don't want people stealing your credits. And so once you kind of go through and start sharing some of these articles from people, and you'll actually see that some big name blogs are on here, and you'll get to a higher number of credits. I recommend getting at least to about, I don't know, maybe 50 credits before you start running your own projects. And once you've accumulated that, then go to add a project, and you just go through this quick little list. Alright, now see, it says sorry, but you have too few credits to add a project. That's because I only have 8 right now, and of course I'm just doing this for a tutorial purpose for you. But you need to have a minimum of 10, I believe. And so I recommend about 50, so you get quite a few shares every time you do this. And then of course you can add more to them later on. I'll show you that in a minute. But add the URL to your, usually this is mostly blog posts, but I've actually used YouTube videos on here as well, so that does work. If you're mostly a YouTube marketer or branding your business through YouTube mostly, or other videos, you can use that. Put the title of the video or the blog post, whatever you choose. Put a quick description to describe what it's about. Then pick 3 groups of interest. Okay, so if you're doing a marketing post on how to get more traffic from Facebook, I would choose, you know, affiliate marketing, SEO and social, and either business or blogging tips, or maybe blogging tips and business instead of affiliate marketing. But you can only choose a total of 3 or less. Okay, so choose your groups wisely and make sure they're related so that people looking in those industries will share them. Then put your project budget, and I recommend about 50 at least. I wouldn't go too much over that, and we'll talk more about that here in just a second. And you can allow people to tweet, like it on Facebook, pin it on Pinterest, and when you pin it on Pinterest, as you can tell, you have to put the image URL that you want to use. Okay, so be careful with this. If you're going to use Pinterest, use a Pinterest friendly picture that has your branding in the corner of the picture. Because if you don't have your branding in the corner of the picture, it's basically useless. And I see people make this mistake all the time. what they do is they'll just be a little bit lazy, and they'll just use the actual picture that they use for the featured image of their blog post or their video, and they'll use that, and all it'll say is maybe the title of the post, or it'll just be a little picture that kind of illustrates it, and then they'll share it, and there's no link or no branding back to them. So it's completely useless. They're giving up points that won't help get more traffic to them. So don't make that mistake. If you're going to use a Pinterest URL, I actually don't use Pinterest that much on Viral Content Buzz, but if you're going to use it, if I use it, I create a special original image for that purpose. So I'm pretty sure because of guidelines and things like that, they don't allow you to put an actual link in the description, or even if you do, I don't think it will even show up on the Pinterest description of the pin. So that means the only way to get your URL seen in a Pinterest share on Viral Content Buzz is by putting it in the corner of your picture, or putting your logo in the corner, or putting your URL and the logo. Whatever you need to do to get branding. Okay, now Pinterest has a lot of traffic and has a lot of members, so people will see their stuff eventually if you keep with it. But you need to have branding. Okay, remember that if you're going to use Pinterest. And use a quote, use an infographic, use something like that that'll actually get traffic, that'll actually get more shares and more pins on Pinterest once it's there. So once you've taken that into account, you can also do StumbleUpon and then pick the category that this most relates to. Now StumbleUpon, I've got some nice boosts in traffic from them, so I do recommend that you use that on this site instead of just Facebook and Twitter, because you know them better. A lot of people don't know much about StumbleUpon, so they're not sure if they should use it, but it's definitely a great content discovery network. Now then you just check that you've read the guidelines, and then you'll be able to submit. Once you submit, it will be moderated by the moderators of Viral Content Buzz. They will approve it usually by the next day, as long as it's not violating anything, and then people will start sharing it. You'll start getting emails as notifications of people on the site actually sharing your stuff. And when they share your stuff, one good bonus tip for you is to go to your interactions, and then when you, obviously it's not going to come up right now for some reason, but go to your interactions, and then you can, or you can even go to your messages up here. As you can see, I'll draw an arrow to it for you so you can kind of see it better. See this little message icon right here, but it'll tell you when people share your stuff on here, as well as send you an email. But you can go through and then follow them on the network that they shared on, or you can like their post, or you can retweet it, or whatever you want to do to kind of show your appreciation for them sharing your stuff. Then that makes them want to share more of your stuff in the future, and you might even create some nice collaboration projects together in the future as two people that are sharing each other's content on this site. So you can develop some good relationships here. And if you want to check your projects to see how they're doing, you go to My Projects, and then it'll tell you, the name of it, the link to it, and it'll tell you the budget that you set for it, how much is left, and how many are still scheduled to share it. Okay, so some people don't share it right away, they schedule them to share it. So for instance, my Pinterest marketing tips has been left with about 33 for a while now of remaining credits. So if I wanted to get it back to page 1, which is where most of the shares are going to be, you have to add 30 credits to do that, as you can see here in this blue box here. When you add 30 credits, you get back on page 1 and your shares start going up again. So that's why I said don't go too high over 50. Between 50 and 75 is about where you want to be. And sometimes when I do 75, it tends to be too much because I need to add some to get it back to page 1 anyway. As you can see, this one didn't work out that well because I still have 49 left over, and as of making this video, it's been about a week. So you definitely need to just test it out and see what works best for you. But I wouldn't go over 75, and you might want to go to 50. You might even go a little bit lower, maybe 40, maybe 30 if you want to kind of push it. But if you go to 30, it might get too many shares too fast, and then you'll have a couple of days of not getting any shares. So you just have to play around with it a little bit and see how to maximize your credits and maximize your time. So as far as that goes, that's basically how it works. Then you can add more and keep it going, and as you can see, you can just go to the dashboard and earn more credits just by sharing other people's stuff. And there is some very good high quality stuff on here. It's not a bunch of low quality stuff, so don't worry about that. So last but not least, you need to also keep in mind that if you don't have time to keep earning credits, if you're on a pretty tight schedule for promoting your content, you can also upgrade to Pro, and those are the prices right there for that. So you'll get $200 a month automatically for $19.95 a month, or $500 automatically for $49.95 a month. It just depends on your time and how to get the most out of it. Plus you get better analytics and stuff like that. But it just depends on your budget and your time and what you want to do. So that's about it for Viral Content Buzz. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of this video. Hopefully you'll be able to get some good shares, some good social media traffic from this site. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like the video, subscribe for more videos like this, where I'm going to teach you all kinds of marketing and entrepreneurship tricks that you've probably never even heard before. And don't forget to leave a comment on your thoughts of the video, or if you want to add something to it, I'd love to hear it in the comments. And don't forget to check us out at selfmadesuccess.com for a little more in-depth stuff and some resources, some free tools you can use. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. This is Justin Bryant from selfmadesuccess.com, and I hope you have a great day.